What's up, boys? I'm Moon, and today we are doing a Tekken game tier list. Now, if you don't know, the main man recently made a tier list on all the Tekken games over on his Twitch, and surely it's going to get uploaded to a YouTube video as well. But something about his rankings just kind of striked the inner sweaty, angry nerd inside of me. And I've always kind of wanted to do like a tier list of all the Tekken games on the channel, so I figured why not go ahead and edit his tier list based on my opinions and just make it a video. Now, I just want to start off by saying, bro, listen, I love the main man. In no way am I throwing like any shade towards him in this video. I've been watching him for years, watching his tutorials on Tekken 7. The guy has been playing Tekken since before I was born, okay? I really just disagreed with some of his rankings, so this is just gonna be my spin on it. Now, right off the rip, things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like how low he put Tekken Tag 2. I don't think any game should be in this D tier in general. Now, sure, yeah, Tekken Tag 2 had its issues and it wasn't the greatest game, but I think there was a lot of cool stuff about Tekken Tag 2. But the thing that upsets me more than anything is how he put Tekken Revolution above Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2. That is just beyond me, man. Now, if you guys don't know Tekken Revolution, it was a free-to-play Tekken game on the PS3. It sucked. In my opinion, it was garbage, right? It had like a leveling system for your characters, and there were just so many broken moves in the game that honestly, I think that we should take Tekken Hybrid and Tekken Revolution and just take them off the list completely. But yeah, I don't like how low he put Tekken Tag 2 though, because his main reason was because of how poorly it sold, and there was a lot of other garbage in the game, I know. Personally, I really liked how many like characters were in the game. I thought that was really sick. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like tag games in general, and that doesn't even just apply to Tekken. And while I do think it is one of like the lesser Tekken games that are on this list, I wouldn't even put it in the worst/hate tier. I think it's all right. Honestly, I don't think any games should be in the trash tier. If any, maybe Street Fighter Cross Tekken, so we're gonna put that behind Tekken Tag 2. Something else that really rubbed me the wrong way though. How is my boy gonna put Tekken 4 above Tekken 3? His main point was that Tekken 4, it was really good like lore wise, and it had a lot of good cutscenes, and like the stages are really cool in that game, which I agree for the most part. But dude, the gameplay is so bad in that game. I feel like it just kind of ruins everything it had going for it. Not to mention, dude, he thinks that the Tekken 4 stages were cool. I thought they were annoying, man. The fact that like some stages, like just none of your combos would work because there's like a shitty ramp on it, that just really annoys me personally. So what I would do, I'm putting Tekken 3. Honestly, I'm putting it above Tekken Tag as well, and then I'm taking Tekken 4 and I'm putting it in the good tier, top of the good tier, because Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag should not even be on the same tier as Tekken 4, man. That's just my personal opinion. Next, Tekken 6 should not be so low on this list, and personally, I'm gonna put Tekken 6 in the great tier. I'm putting it right in between Tekken Tag and Tekken 3. Now, this will probably upset a lot of people because a lot of people really hated Tekken 6. And the main man said that he really didn't like the scenario campaign. But honestly, I thought the scenario campaign was alright. It was a lot of content, you know, it had its own story. I didn't really mind any of the characters that they added either. Like, Lars was cool. He was broken as hell in Tekken 6. Elisa, I don't like Elisa. No one really likes Elisa, but you know, it was whatever, you know, they introduced her in the game, in the story, and it was like a whatever moment. Like, I didn't really see too much wrong with it. I think they added Bob in this game as well, and bro, I don't dislike Bob. I think Bob's an okay character. I like him a lot more than Rufus, that's for sure. So yeah, I would put Tekken 6 above Tekken Tag 1 and just behind Tekken 3 because Tekken 3 is just so good, man. Because with his rankings, he was saying for the most part like, oh, would these be games that you would want to play today? Tekken 3, hell yes. If they re-release Tekken 3 with net play, I would 1000% be playing it. Much more than Tekken 4, that's for sure. Something else I would change, I feel like he had to have put Tekken 1 above Tekken 2 for nostalgia purposes, right? Because I think Tekken 2 is a much more solid game. Sure, they both play kind of jank, but I feel like Tekken 2 is just a lot more honest than Tekken Tag or Tekken 1. Looked better overall, played a bit smoother. Now, Tekken 5 and Tekken DR, they both deserve their spots up here. I think Tekken 5 and Tekken 5 DR are like the best Tekken games, especially since Tekken 5 DR was the first one to have like net play. These were both super solid games in my opinion. But now on to Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, and listen, this is probably gonna upset some people. I don't think Tekken 7 is better than Tekken 5. I'm gonna say it. His main reasoning was Tekken 7 saved the franchise, which it did, 100%. And Tekken 7 is a solid Tekken game, but there is a lot that I don't like about Tekken 7 that Tekken 5 does so much better. First thing I didn't like about Tekken 7 was all the 2D characters, right? That really just screwed with me. Like, you know, with Akuma and Geese and Eliza, they've really just kind of broke the meta in a lot of cases. And if you look at like Akuma matches and Geese matches, everyone and their mom was playing Akuma and Geese in tournament because they were stupid broken. And that brings me on to my next point. Tekken 7, every time they released a DLC, and I'm pretty sure the main man brought this up, every time they released a DLC in Tekken 7, the character was broken beyond belief, almost to incentivize people to buy the DLC because, hey, look at how broken this character is. You know, this is an easy way to just get to a high rank or whatever. You know, why play Heihachi when you could just play Negan and use the same 3 strings and just win every time, you know? Or Geese and Akuma, they're just gonna drain your entire health bar. Like, Geese on his map was hell. And don't even get me started on Fakumram. Fakumram was just disgusting. If you were playing Fakumram, you weren't even playing Tekken, you were just playing Fakumram. And even the main man said, like, the facial animations in Tekken 7 were trash compared to Tekken 5. Like, the jaw would be moving, but there was no like facial animation that, you know, Tekken 5 it did have. And for it being a PS2 game, that should be applauded. Not to mention Tekken 7's story sucked. Now, I don't really care much for story in regards to ranking these Tekken games, but the voice acting for the narrator of the story mode, the guy who was interviewing all the characters like Heihachi or whatever, dude, it really killed me. It was giving me brain cancer listening to that guy talk. The most monotone, boring voice acting you'll ever hear. I had to skip those cutscenes just to get to the fights to finish the story. It did not intrigue me whatsoever. I'm pretty sure he was like the announcer for the games and they just, you know, got him to read all these random lines of bullshit to save money. And on release, Tekken 7 was not even like fully optimized for PlayStation 4 consoles. Like, even by PS4 standards at the time, the graphics were just butt ugly. And I noticed that when I was younger and I was playing it for the first time, I would watch people play the game on PC and be like, why does this game look so good when my game looks like ass? And well, it's because they just didn't optimize it for like the console it was meant to be released on, which is garbage. So those are my criticisms of Tekken 7 and why I think Tekken 5 is better. Not to mention the music. Tekken 7's music was mid. Alright, Tekken 5's music, in my opinion, was like the best in the franchise. Some of these other games have some straight bangers, you know, Tekken 2, Tekken 3, Tekken 4 too. Like, I gotta give it up, or giving it up is due. You know, they had some banger tracks. But Tekken 7 was just a bunch of dubstep vomit, and Tekken 5 and DR, just, dude, the music was cinema. And not to mention the stages. The Devil Jin stage on Tekken 5. Oh my god. I love Tekken 5 and DR to death. They are just so good. And then on to Tekken 8. Now, Tekken 8, 100% better than Tekken 7, in my opinion. In terms of visuals, animations, story, new moves that they gave people. Like, Tekken 8 is a solid game. I feel like this is gonna be the take that strikes the most controversy. I don't like Heat. I think Heat sucks. Sure, it's like an interesting function and it opens, like, it's not just like, okay, Heat smash into, you know, your Heat grab or whatever you call it. I don't even know what they call it, to be honest, but, you know, regardless of that, I understand activating Heat opens up a bunch of new moves for your characters, as well as being able to like Heat dash after certain moves. That's cool and all, but I wish they would have a mode to play without Heat. And I know that's kind of like a stupid thing to say, because a lot of people say the same thing about Street Fighter 6. Oh, give us a mode without Drive Rush and Drive Impact. Well, dude, it's part of the game, you know, cry about it. But it really makes me sad that Tekken 8 has this Heat function that I feel like it's not a bad idea. I feel like it just could have been executed much more properly, because imagine Tekken 8 without the Heat system. While it would be a bit more lackluster in the matches you would watch, I think it would be so much more enjoyable to the people who really liked the older Tekken games, you know, like veteran players. They were definitely pandering towards new audiences and trying to broaden the demographic, in my opinion, with Tekken 8, with, you know, the Heat functions and some other things in the game. But I don't want to shit on Tekken 8 too much, because I actually really like this game. I really hope Season 2, they fix some things that I think are garbage. Some characters need a buff like Devil Jin, and they just need to bring back characters we care about. Anna is a great first start, but they need to really start bring back, like, they need to bring back like Bob, Armor King. Of course, they're gonna have a guest character, but bro, please don't just bring back like Fakum Ram. Like, I will destroy my setup. I hate that character. I don't want him to ever come back. Give me Bruce. Fuck, give me Josie, dude. I don't care. But I feel like I'm ranting too much. This is kind of where I would finish off the tier list. DR, definitely at the top. Tekken 5, close behind. Tekken 8, really close behind Tekken 5. It's a solid game, in my opinion. But Tekken 7 has no business being above Tekken 5. That's just my take. So this is what my final tier list would look like. Street Fighter Cross Tekken being kind of like the alien of all the other games here. It doesn't even really belong on this list. Tag 2, it's alright. It was a grim time in Tekken, but it wasn't terrible. Okay, maybe it was a little terrible, I'll give it up, but it does not deserve to be lower than Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Tekken 1, Tekken 2, solid games, good tier. You know, Tekken 4, definitely better than them, but Tekken 4 belongs in good tier in my opinion because I do not think it's on the same realm as Tag and Tekken 6. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. Okay, I'm gonna put Tekken 6 underneath Tag 1, alright? Because Tag 1 was really good. And Tekken 3, definitely better than both, in my opinion. But don't get me wrong, I like me some Tekken 6. And then Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, definitely an S. But then Tekken 5 and DR are the GOAT Tekken games and deserve to be at the tippy top of this list. So that's my final tier list. Once again, the main man, I love him. The best Tekken content creator, in my opinion. And he had some solid opinions on his list, for sure. I just couldn't believe he did some things, you know, like putting Tekken 3 below Tekken 4. I could not believe that. But yeah, that's gonna end it for this video. Hopefully, I didn't make you guys too upset with my takes here. If you would make any changes to this list personally, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this tier list for Tekken games, like I said, was just something I've been wanting to do for a while. This was just a good opportunity to kind of put my takes out there and kind of what I would change to the main man's list. Just a bit of constructive criticism on my part. But I hope you guys liked this tier list though. If you did, make sure you leave a like, a sub, a comment, share the video with one of your homies. Follow me on all my socials down below. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever I make. Peace, y'all.